What's up, guys? So we are in Kentucky and we're going to go see what Trooper James Cameron Wright and passenger Dawson Blevins have going on here in the next video. But this trooper here is going to give you a little backstory into how you can be a trooper for Kentucky if you want to. Also, I'd like to note 70% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You got your phone in your hand, you got your laptop, click the button, move along. Another thing, I'm almost sure before I'm done with this video, as I'm overlooking the property, they are about to start that tractor up over there and move that hay. I'm almost betting that's going to happen before I get done with this video. If you have a problem with that, go to home somewhere else. So, we'll see what's going on in Kentucky.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. We're applying.
I meant to have that queued up. That was my fault.
Kentucky State Police is actively accepting applications for new officers in the Law Enforcement Accelerator Program for Cadet Class 103. The deadline to apply is October 28th.
So before applying, you've got a few requirements that you have to meet. You can have 2 years sworn law enforcement officer here in the Commonwealth, or 2 years active military, or you have to have your GED. At which point when you enter the academy,
GED, good enough diploma.
you do your 60 college credit hours there. So you would actually come out with an applied science degree.
Cadet Class 103 will begin training February 28th. KSP offers one of the top 5 highest starting salaries for sworn officers in the Commonwealth, with a starting pay of $61,500 annually.
There's multiple different avenues you can go within the Kentucky State Police. We have electronic crimes. We have our own full-time SWAT team. We've got K-9 aircraft. So once you come in and you work on the road, you kind of see where you want to go and how you want your career to go, then you can kind of start focusing on that and moving.
Surely that's where something has, like maybe his shirt's rubbed his neck or something, or somebody would alert him before he did that he had a hickey right there. I'm just throwing it out there.
Towards that goal. You know, to me, this is not just a job, it's a career. It's a career that you get into for a lifetime. And there's a lot of rewarding moments in this career.
Yes, and we're about to see Trooper James Cameron Wright, how he plays this out.
Career that you can go out, whether to help someone or just be there when someone needs comfort and to be able to help them in a way that you couldn't normally do if you didn't have this kind of career.
Correct.
Interested applicants with questions or assistance with applying can email the KSP Recruitment Branch at kspreCruit@ky.gov.
Anyway, so let's go see what's going on with this one.
Trooper with Kentucky State Police now facing a federal lawsuit for allegedly violating a man's civil rights.
Put your hand behind your back! They are! Dude, you're gonna get lit up again! They are behind my back! All the way behind your back! I'm not moving! Don't you move, bud. I'm not.
Violated his rights during this traffic incident caught on video, body camera video, and
Now, the driver of this car was stopped allegedly for not having a seatbelt on. For whatever reason, he decided to tell the trooper that there might be a roach in the car. The trooper has decided to take this one out of the car for his safety, and he has said, "Fine, I'll get out of the car." He grabbed his phone and his stuff and said he was going to record the incident, and trooper didn't like that.
Hardin County on June 19, 2024. It's reported Wright pulled over Blevins and his co-worker, claiming the driver wasn't wearing his seatbelt.
And so then he decides, because he can, that he's just going to throw him to the ground to show him who the boss is. This hothead should be in prison.
But was more interested in Blevins because he believed he recognized him from a previous encounter.
He believed he recognized him from a previous encounter, so he ordered him out of the car, tried to handcuff him, and then threw him to the ground. What was his probable cause for any of this? There is none.
Blevins to get out of the car to search the vehicle, according to
This right here? Yes, this is how it goes. Whatever they call it, where you're at, the academy, the police academy, training academy, basic law enforcement training is what they call it here in North Carolina. And when you go through basic law enforcement training, you are going to get tased, and it sucks. You're going to get tased for a couple of reasons. They're going to tase you to show you, A, what it feels like, and 2, the response to expect when you're tased. And this is exactly the response. See how his hands? The brain doesn't understand perception from reality. The brain knows I'm hurt, So wherever you're hurt, that's where the hands go to protect the area. And for whatever reason, the trooper just keeps clicking on him and, as he says, lighting him up.
Lawsuit filed once Blevins stepped out of the vehicle. Wright pushed him to the ground after Blevins pulled his phone out. Wright continued to tase him several times over and over. Now,
also, when you're being tased and they're giving you commands, once you've been tased, even if you're not still being tased, your brain is trying to figure out what is going on. It's not comprehending when people are screaming and hollering at you. But more importantly, as you're being tased, you have some involuntary reactions that you can't control. Like your hands going to wherever you're hurting. Trying to get away from whatever's hurting you. You can't follow commands while you're being tased. The two don't go hand in hand.
Now, we have reached out to Kentucky State Police for a statement, and they're saying, quote, Trooper James C. Wright is currently suspended following a federal indictment from March of 2025. The Kentucky State Police has not been served with this lawsuit.
All right, so where are we at as of right now?
A Kentucky state trooper faces a second lawsuit for using excessive...
A second lawsuit, you don't say. You don't say he faces a second lawsuit. Yes, I didn't mention that. Yes. He apparently has federal indictments for multiple unrelated to this uses of excessive force, and he is still a trooper.
The force. Body cam video from the arrest in Hardin County shows repeated tasing of Dawson Blevins, who is riding in a car that was pulled over because of a seatbelt violation in June of last year. Trooper James Cameron Wright was told by the driver that there was likely a marijuana cigarette in the car.
Don't give up information to law enforcement. Let them figure it out. If they're going to search your vehicle, if you're pulled over for a seatbelt violation, that is not a reason to have your vehicle searched. Keep your damn mouth shut. And this open air search that they have is total bullshit. Because the first thing they'll say is your DUI, alcohol. And then when you pass all their shit, they'll say, well, it must be drugs. Everybody out the car, we're going to search it. No, don't let them do any of that.
Moments later, the trooper asked Blevins to get out of the vehicle. When Blevins told the trooper he was going to record the encounter on his phone, video shows Blevins...
See? Not what I said earlier. Earlier they said the trooper thought he knew him from somewhere else, which still would give him no reason to take him out of the car. Or manhandle him.
...being thrown to the ground and tased. When he tried to sit up, he was tased again and sprayed with mace. Blevins spent 4 months in jail for resisting arrest.
4 months in jail for resisting arrest. I'm trying to figure out at what point he has resisted arrest. Oh, that's right, the trooper lied. Trooper forgot there was body cam footage of it.
And possession of a controlled substance, among other charges. All charges against him were dismissed earlier this month. The lawsuit against Trooper Wright accuses him of making multiple false statements in the arrest report to justify his use of force. Earlier this year, a grand jury indicted Trooper Wright on charges of beating and tasing.
And right here, just because you've really pissed me off, I'm going to give you some OC spray. He should be under the prison.
Multiple people without reason from 2021 to 2024. And
he is still employed as a law enforcement officer. This is ridiculous. He kept wanting him to get his hands. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. There's probes in his chest. And he wants him to roll over onto his stomach and see his hands at the same time. The two can't happen. If you roll over onto them probes, that is going to suck because the ground is going to push them into your chest. So your brain wants the pain to stop, so it sends the hands there. The trooper's having none of that, which is why he sprayed him and continued to tase him. So, let's see what Facebook has to say. That's always a good time. Kentucky State Police strives to maintain the high standards of excellence, utilizing training and technology to create a safe environment for citizens and continue as a national leader in law enforcement. Holy shit, if this is a national leader in law enforcement. My girlfriend and I were driving from Pikeville to Nashville when our tire ruptured. We were so fortunate that Trooper Cody Ford pulled over to help. Trooper Ford was very kind and changed the tire for us. We are both very thankful for his help and thought it shouldn't go unrecognized. Thank you for all that you do. That you all do. Thank a trooper. Couple issues here. There's a male in this car and he can't change a fucking tire. Get rid of his ass. Back when I started driving, if I couldn't change a tire, if I didn't know how to check the oil, transmission fluid, the gauges, the gas, if you couldn't do all that, guess what? You couldn't drive the car. No, that's the least you can know how to do. So, get rid of the pussy and find a man that can change a tire. So, let's see what the comments got to say. I hope James Cameron Wright ends up toes up in a ditch. I'm trying to figure out why a guy or girl has to have a trooper change a tire. Exactly. KSP has a reputation for assisting motorists in distress. Part of the tradition. Very proud of the Kentucky State Police officers serving Kentucky. Thank you, troopers. Thank none of them. Like Trooper Wright, yes. KSP has a reputation for assaulting motorists in distress. Part of the tradition, very disturbing, of Kentucky State Police officers serving the crap out of Kentucky. F the state police. There you go, protecting and serving the crap out of you. Trooper Wright would have tased them all. Yes. Kentucky has the best troopers, do they? I think we just saw that as incorrect. Sue Kinnear, thank you for the kind words and support. No. 5 replies. F you, scumbag. Kentucky State Police. What about Trooper Wright? Is he an exemplary officer? Kentucky State Police. You are liars. You know you have bad troopers and you do nothing about it until you can't hide it anymore. You're not heroes and not moral. You want to address Trooper Wright's situation. You're covering up for this asshole, which makes you an even bigger asshole. And this one, I'm not going to read that one because it is out there. Yes. Anyway. Yeah, that's why 3 of them are being sued in federal court for excessive force, and one of the 3, 2021 Trooper of the Year, James Cameron Wright, was involved in multiple other excessive force cases and is indicted. And then other people are just saying, why are you being so mean? Why don't you take that somewhere else? And blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. Here you go. Anyway, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 70% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.